Shout out to PrimeXBT, sponsors of these streams. They've been sponsoring your boy here for over 2 years now. So if you like these streams, you want to support me, one of the most direct ways to do that, obviously I have the Haven. You can buy my friend tech, but one of the easiest ways is just trade using my ref link. Use the link in the description, use code MAIN50, throw some money on there, take some trades. Shout out to the PrimeXBT team. Thank you so much for sponsoring these videos as always. Let's get into the charts here. So this was posted like almost 3 weeks ago. I don't think we're completely out of the woods yet, but I'm still going to be running with this thesis until I'm given evidence that it's no longer going to play out as I've predicted here. So talking about a bullish move from 30 up to 33 to 36,000. So I started on the monthly, said we have a retest of demand and a sweep of a low. The weekly chart, we had a failed breakdown here. We took out the last 3 weeks lows and we were pushing higher. And then on the H12, we had a breaker. So this is the up candle before the down move that ran out those lows. That reclaim was a long opportunity. And then we actually came back and tagged this level again. And then in my opinion, most importantly, and something that we're seeing a very positive development in today is Bitcoin dominance. What I stressed here is that we need to see this move, in my opinion, be led by Bitcoin. So if we want this to be a sustained rally, I wanted to see it be led by Bitcoin. And the reason I wanted to see it be led by Bitcoin is because I believe that those types of rallies are the most sustainable. The altcoin-led rallies are not as sustainable. When you see altcoins going nuts and Bitcoin isn't, usually that's what happens right before the whole market corrects. I wanted to see Bitcoin lead the charge. And so I posted an update here. And as you can see, very nice reaction on the monthly, very nice reaction on the weekly, very nice reaction on the 12-hour. So we posted it down here. And as you can see, it retested the breaker and then boom, tested it again. This was the breaker I had drawn out in the first tweet. That's what we like to see. And then I even gave you guys this one on Telegram, right? I said, hey guys, Bitcoin longs, pull back into here, next leg up into the mid-range again. Posted that one on Telegram for you guys. So I know some of you got in it because the Wins channel was popping off. So these are all good things, right? So I'm very happy with how the move has progressed so far. But the reaction at mid-range, not surprising, right? This is an area of resistance. But from the lows, right? This is still June's range. We've been using this range. It's now October. So we're now several months later. Range highs, down to the lows, up to the mid-range, down to the low, back to the mid-range. Analysis has been dialed in. The trades along the way have been smashed. Free money main has been fucking serving y'all on a silver platter. Very happy with how all that's going out. Now, what do I want to see for this to continue? And what is giving me some confidence that there's still an opportunity for this entire thesis to play out? I'll start with the good, and then we'll get into the potentially bad. So the good, Bitcoin rallied where we wanted it to rally. A really good sign that you are in line with the trend. When we're bullish, we want to see price react bullishly at areas of interest, bullish order blocks, bullish breakers, things like that. When price is bearish, I want to see the opposite happen. I want to see it break through bullish order blocks and I want to see it respect bearish order blocks. So a good sign that you're in line with the high time frame trend is when the levels that you have marked out give you the strong reactions. What do I mean? Bullish order block, touch, huge reaction. Bullish breaker, touch, huge reaction. So that's a good sign. What else is good? I really like the way BTC dominance is looking. So we've had this big move out of this fucking range of 2+ years. And now we're retesting the top of it. You could literally go here, just say this is your order block, retesting the top side here. And now I want to see this continue to push, because if this continues to push up, that tells me that this is a Bitcoin dominated move, which is what I want to see. And then we want to see alt ratios get smacked. So if you look at FBTC here, this is the kind of thing we want to see. I want to see Bitcoin be the stronger of the two. Bitcoin dominance looking good. Bitcoin doing what we want it to do, and all of that good shit makes me positive and still feel bullish on this high time frame bullish argument that I've made here, which is effectively a move from here on the monthly. It's this simple. This is the entire trade plan is based on this monthly order block, right? We have the sweep into the monthly OB. Now what do I want to see? I want to see a new high. So that's the entire trade premise. The logic behind it was very simple. The low should be in. That should be the low. So if that's the case, and you got long when we did back here on the breaker, the risk reward is great. And that's a monthly risk. And then I talked about dialing in based on this move here, the run of these lows. Now the risk is even tighter, because if we ran out all these lows and then reclaim this level, this should be the low. And the upside target is here. It made sense to look for for longs. So very happy with how all that's working out. And I'm going to continue to stay on Team Bull, assuming we don't fully retrace this move. So we've gotten that reaction there. Now we have fresh 12-hour demand right here. We either hold this demand zone or we come and we take out these lows here. I'm interested in being a buyer in here for another move higher. You have 27K as your kind of big round fig number right in the middle there, and you have demand, and we've made a fresh high. So if we're bullish, in my opinion, we should not lose this area. If we lose here, I think we likely take out at the very least these lows, and ultimately could end up trading back down to here, and then it gets very ugly. So the entire premise of this setup and this analysis that I did was based upon the fact that I think this should be the low and we should trade higher. That's the low. We went up, made a higher low. Now we made a higher high. So in reality, I don't want to see these lows. So if you were taking your stop from here up to here, now it should probably come up to here. We're trailing that up to the higher lows and we're just following the trend with that stop. But we do not want to get back down below here, because if we get back down towards June's range low down here, I think we trade all the way down to here. So if we lose this and then start trading down like this, I think we move down here and take this out quite quickly. So until that happens, I'm going to continue to follow this potential trend that is forming and just keep playing it up until the market tells me otherwise. What is the market telling me otherwise? Very simply, no longer putting in bullish market structure. We've got a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high. So as soon as that stops, then I'm wrong. Or this idea is wrong, it's kaput, we're on to the next one. But for now, I'm willing to guess and gamble, right? And take an educated guess, take a stab at trend continuation. Whether you want to enter this just on the H12 itself, target in here, but ultimately I think that the next target's got to be higher, right? I think that this gets blown out. If this is going to bounce here, I think it bounces pretty hard. And ultimately we can start aiming towards that 32K plus level. That 33 to 36K level that I gave out is just this fair value gap right here. So if we get a big rally, I think that's what's going to happen. So I'm looking like this. This is the next trade idea for me. Basically this. Now, if we come in here and I get a lower time frame entry, so we come in here and I'm zoomed into the hourly chart and we get some sort of low time frame trigger where I can have an even tighter stop, I'll take it. But a perfect example of not always getting that is this move here. So I didn't get the full size that I wanted on this last move because it barely came into the zone. So I said, hey, I'm looking to buy this 12-hour order block. And if we get, just like I explained here, if we get an hourly entry, I'll add size and I'll tighten my risk. So I got some fills and then it just went, right? So the reason for that strategy for entering in that way is in case you don't get that hourly setup. Like if you go down here, there was no hourly trade setup here for me to add additional risk, right? It was in the zone for 4 hours and then it was gone. So I'll act the exact same way here with this next setup. I'll be looking for price to come into here and I will start filling long. And then on the hourly, if it gives me an opportunity to compound, I will. So how can you do that? Well, you could enter half your risk here or a quarter. Then you could enter a little more at the EQ of the order block. And then you can add another bit if you get that 1 hour trigger and then tighten up the stop, but you might not. It might just touch here and rip. I don't know, right? It might nuke right through here. You don't know until it happens. Like one of the most common questions I get is like, how did you know that price was going to bounce there? It's like, I don't. I'm making an educated guess. It's risk managed. I know where that idea is wrong. I know where that idea is right. I'm making a calculated bet on a certain amount of money that I'm prepared to lose if I'm wrong. And then you're just punting, right? And you're seeing if you're right or not. So when you see people on Twitter speak with so much certainty, I'm not bullish and we're going down for sure, blah, 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 all that bullshit. Realize that the majority of people on there are, one, they're talking their own book. And then two, a lot of it is purely show. They're getting impressions, they're getting clicks. Maybe they've got a ref link, maybe they're shilling you, their fucking friend tech key, whatever it is. So you got to keep that in mind, right? That's why I'm always of the mindset of the old adage. I'm trying to teach you guys to fish. My favorite thing is going into Discord and seeing you guys taking trades, making money with stuff that I might not even be posting. Obviously, I want to post trades for you guys and setups and ideas. But more than anything, I want to teach you to be independent thinkers in the markets where you can make your own decisions. And then your success is due to your hard work. And your failures are due to your mistakes. You can't blame, oh, well, I saw that Don Alt was bullish and I longed and it went down and I lost money. That's not his fault. That's yours. So that's what I always focus on, right, with you guys. So again, I give you kind of the blueprint, but I'm trying to educate you in a way where you can make your own decisions. And hopefully, if I'm not posting on Twitter anymore in the future, you don't need me, right? You've developed your own system and you've become self-sufficient. So that's the game plan for Bitcoin. It's very straightforward for me. My last setup that I posted on Telegram, I said the exact same thing. I said pretty straightforward. This is exactly what I'm doing. So we'll see if the heater can continue. But yeah, I ideally really want to see price kind of hold this 27K level, right? Which is just about the middle of this order block. Don't really want to see us lose that level. I'll probably scale into long if we touch this, which it looks like we might, and I'll risk down here and we'll see what happens, right? I know I do my best to share with you guys on YouTube, on Twitter, on Telegram, on Discord, on fucking Instagram. I'm trying to share all over the place. But if you want like the in-depth, stop entry target every time and the full breakdown of the system and stuff, there's the Haven as well. But there's a ton of free resources that I share with you guys with the end goal being the same. I want you guys to learn to do this yourself so you can make your own decisions. And you're tuning in streams because you like the content and you're learning and stuff like that, but you're not just sitting here going like, give me the signal, what's the next move? I want you guys to be able to do it yourself. That's the more gratifying feeling, is when you mark up the chart and price reacts at the level that you drew. So the dollar, part of the plan that I had laid out, right, is the dollar trading up into this weekly fair value gap. So again, no one was this bullish on the dollar at the lows, but your boy Maine told you, I said, hey man, from down here, the dollar's going all the way up here. And we've literally had 3 months of up only. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we're working on 12 straight green weekly candles from when I got bullish to the target. Part of this bullish Bitcoin plan is going to be that this move needs to retrace a little bit. I'm not saying that it's going to retrace all the way to the lows. This can go much higher. This can trade up to 110. But I would like to see this correct. And based on how Bitcoin has been looking strong relative to the stock market, and in the face of this insanity on the dollar, even a small correction here on the dollar, in my opinion, would be enough for Bitcoin to be able to get that rally back towards 30K. So that's basically what I'm hoping to see happen on the dollar here, is I'm looking for it to cool off even just a little bit to give Bitcoin that breathing room. But if you look at when the dollar topped here or bottomed here, right? I mean, this is a nuts call, guys. I told you to long the dollar. This was the top of gold, euro, the pound, Bitcoin, the exact same day right here. There's the top on Bitcoin. So I gave you the blueprint, right? And I took a bunch of trades in line with that. If you remember, we shorted euro. It looks like ass. We shorted gold. It looks like ass. GB looks like ass. What looks really strong? Dollar CAD. What looks really strong? Dollar JPY. I gave you guys kind of the outline there with the dollar. So if Bitcoin is going to have a decent rally back towards the range high, this needs to cool off a little bit, just a little bit. Doesn't need to have some massive correction where it corrects the entire move, but the signs are there, right? This was the first break in market structure on the 12-hour in this entire trend. So it has now broken to the upside, and I think probably gets another push. But I think that the strength of this trend is starting to wane a little bit. And even if it gets, let's say, one more push up here, and then like a correction like this, and then maybe it goes up again. I think this correction, maybe it's a week or two long, would be enough for Bitcoin to have the juice to get to 30K. Ultimately on SPX, I think we can probably see a little bit of a push up here. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit of relief. Overall, I think it probably still trades lower. This big box here is a weekly order block, right? So on the weekly chart, we've had a break in market structure here and a lower low form. So we had a high, a low, a lower high, and a lower low now. So potential for a trend change here. I'd like to see a move up to this order block to sell. So in line with the dollar potentially, retracing a bit, is this bouncing, right? Even if this makes a lower high, a move up from 42.80 to 44.40, something like that, would be plenty to be in line with Bitcoin going up, right? Or Bitcoin could just move asymmetrically from this and it can go up on its own. So I'm looking for, right, we've just had a sweep here, maybe a bit of relief into some of these highs here, right? That's kind of what I'm looking for on ES, and that would be in line with Bitcoin getting another leg up and, you know, potentially us catching another long. Gold looks like ass. My only regret is not holding my short. I drew out the short plan up here. I drew out the big box. I said this thing's going back down to this low. I TP'd a bunch here, and I TP'd a bunch more right here. I didn't fully expect it to just eat a dick this hard, but look at that weekly chart, right? Now we have a massive break in market structure here. Very strong move to the downside. So once this thing puts in a swing low, I don't know if the low is in or not. I'm not going to try and guess, but when it puts in a swing low, I'll be looking to play some sort of mean reversion bounce, and then obviously probably continue lower. Euro, it's the same thing. We smash this one here, just bang, bang, same thing, right? Big sell-off, look for some sort of bounce perhaps, but ultimately I think that this thing can continue to sell off to lower prices. So I would look for maybe something like this, and then something like, you know, this, right? Same thing on GU, right? Exact same setup. Continuation down. Like, look at H12 order blocks on GU. H12 order block, reject. 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 So sometimes it's that easy, right? It's just following the trend. What else would look bullish? Well, if the dollar is going to continue to trade higher, look at this. This is the 3-month chart on dollar CAD. This looks like it wants to go here based on the 3-month chart. That can take a while to play out, but I think we at the very least trade to here probably. Touch the fair value gap, run those lows. This looks primed to fucking rip. So very bullish dollar CAD, very bullish on UJ, very bearish on gold, silver, euro, pound. And ultimately, if the dollar really fucking rallies, I'm bearish on Bitcoin overall. Like, maybe we get a pump up into here, but if the dollar continues to rip after a pump up into here, and then this makes a lower high, not gonna look good. But fingers crossed, crypto just goes up. Everything else can fuck off. Your boy's been on a little bit of a heater, a little bit on fuego. Win some trades, and obviously share that shit with you guys as well. That's what matters at the end of the day. Well, no, most importantly, I matter and me making money. That's number one. Did you just say F like Beth? Sometimes I do. I know it's E. Ethereum, but I sometimes like saying F like meth. Just remember, when your boy posted his bullish thesis, we were down here. We were in the trenches. So these guys, they don't know me. They don't know me. They don't know what we're doing over here. Everyone's late. They're always fucking late. Always late to the party. I'm trading Bitcoin right now. This looks like shit. Make sure you use my ref link, bro. That sweet, sweet ref link. Bro, I just DM'd you the fucking Discord link on Instagram. That not you? Who did I just DM then? Why does he wear a winter hat? Did they turn off the heat? It's fucking cold in Canada, bro. And I'm bald. Whose signals backtest the best? Who wants to backtest signals? How about forward test? What's your max neck press? I don't know, bro. More than you. I need to move. I want to move somewhere warm. Canada is over, dude. It's over. Trudeau's a fucking communist regulating the fucking internet. Fuck that guy. Royal police en route to your house. The Mounties are gonna come clopping up my fucking driveway on their horses, aren't they? Maine's so anti-backtest practice. Why the fuck I go practice? Send me straight to the Super Bowl. I mean, I don't really know what you're saying, but sure, send me to the Super Bowl, bro. That person's broke. You're from Montreal. Yeah, because you're dealing with everything I'm dealing with, and you're dealing with the French. It's like a double whammy. You need a sick house with a pool and a fucking cactus in the back. Just got back from the gym. Was good, pimp? Or are you saying was a good pump? When is neck day? Every day, buddy. My neck is thick because it's holding up my huge ass brain, bro. I mean, when are you having kids? You're almost 40. I'm not almost 40. Give me a break. I am old though.